In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together your Google site for your portfolio project that is due at the end of the year. This is going to be a running project that you're going to work on the entire year. Every time we create a major project, you're going to add that project image to your website and create a portfolio. So let's get started. So when you are in Google Classroom, you're going to navigate to your Google Apps. So this little icon right here, you're going to click on the app and you're going to go to sites, which is right here. If you don't see it, it looks like this. You're going to scroll down until you find it. Okay, it should pop up. If it doesn't, you can always search for it where it says more from Google Workspace, or you can type in to Google, just Google Sites, and it should let you sign in this way as well. Okay, but it should appear in your Google Apps right here. All right, when you open it, it's going to look something like this. I have a whole bunch of sites here. These are previous students. This one is actually my site for our classroom. Okay, so I put it together. I have a whole bunch of pages here. This is what the editing mode looks like. So when I'm editing my website, these are all my tools. We're going to talk about those really quickly. All right, so when you, let me go back to the main page. When you first create a site, you're going to start with a blank website. There are some templates, but we're going to do a blank website because I want this to be completely personalized to you. Okay, so throughout the year, if you have free time, I want you to jump on your site. I want you to modify it. I want you to edit it. I want you to add things or change things and mess around with all of the settings and really make this page your own. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like when you first jump in. You're going to go ahead and give it a site. You're going to name it your name and then portfolio. And your first page title, this is going to be your home page, but we're going to name this your name and then portfolio. Oops, this should be a header. So let's go, actually, I'm just going to space it out. Okay, so Wendy Temple's portfolio. All right, now when you add text, you've got some options up here. You can change it to a title, a heading, or subheading. We obviously want to leave this a title because that's what it is. You can change your fonts in here. Remember, you're going to make this your own, right? So it should be a representation of your personality. Okay, you can change the font size, the bold, italic. You can change the color if you wanted to. We're going to get into the color and all of that in just a few minutes. So you can add a link. Okay, so there's all kinds of things you can do with your text boxes. You can change your header, which is this piece right here. So if you go to header type, you can do a cover. Okay, so that gives you a big piece. I don't suggest doing that because it takes up so much space. I would either do a large banner or just a banner. Okay. You could also do a title only. That's completely up to you if you want to. But again, this should be a representation of your portfolio. I'm just going to do a banner. Okay. And then click off of it to open this back up. And then I'm going to add an image. So you can upload an image. This could be something that you've designed in Photoshop or Illustrator over the course of the year. It could be a picture that you find on the internet that is a representation of who you are. That's completely up to you. Okay, so if I were to go to find a picture that I wanted to use, I could go to image, either upload and then find a picture on my computer, or to select. And there are some preset images here that you could use. Okay, you don't have to use these ones. I would like to see you guys design something for this possibly by the end of the year. Okay, it doesn't have to be today. You're going to change this throughout the year, like I said. Right now, I'm just going to go with like this one, and I'm going to hit insert, and it changed that cover. So I'm going to go ahead and change this color again. I'm going to go back to white so I can see it. So some things you need to keep in mind when you are making a website is readability. You need to make sure that everybody is able to read your site. Don't use colors like red or yellow, or colors that are really, really hard to see on the computer. Okay, don't use fonts that are really difficult to read because makes for a terrible website, and it's also against ADA regulations. Okay, so if we were to publish this in the real world, you could actually be sued for people not being able to access your website. Okay, we're not publishing it in the real world. This is only going to our classroom and to our district. So it's going to stay here, but just be aware of that. We need to be aware of ADA regulations. Okay. All right, so this first page is going to be your home page. This is where you are going to put a photograph of yourself by the end of the year and a brief biography. One paragraph is plenty. So you're going to create a content block. So over here, these are your editing tools. You can add a text block, images, embed a link. You can add something from your Google Drive. Then you've got these content blocks. I like to start with content blocks. Okay, usually we only do one at a time. But if I were to click on these other ones, it would add images and text. You can kind of see they give you a visual representation of what they would do. I'm going to click on this first one. And this is where you would upload your photo. And then this is where you're going to edit your text. So for here, we're going to type about me. And then by the end of the year, you're going to have a brief biography about yourself, like a mini artist statement. So this is going to be who you are, what you like to do, why you took my class, what you hope to get out of this class, maybe what your future goals are after high school. Okay, so something short and brief, needs to be school appropriate, and your photograph is going to go here. So to add a photograph, I'm going to click on the plus. I can either upload it, select an image, or go from my drive. So if I have photos on my Google Drive, let me see if I can find something. I might have to pause it to find a picture that I want because I know exactly which one I want to use. So I don't see it in here, so I'm going to have to go to a different place and find it. So I'm going to pause this real quick and then come back. Okay, so to find a photo from your Google Drive, I'm going to click on the plus and go from Drive. It should open, over here, sorry. It opened my Google Drive. I'm going to scroll down. I can either scroll down and look for the folder that I put it in, which is what I'm going to do, or I could go to recent if I recently uploaded it, and it should pop up. I'm going to go to my folder where it's located. I'm going to click on my picture, and I'm going to hit insert. This is going to pop it in right there. Okay, so I can stretch this out, or I can crop it, make it shorter. If I want to actually crop the picture, I can click on the crop tool and remove pieces that I don't want to add. Let's see. Oh, so I can like kind of crop it a little bit, move it around. Okay. All right, so that's how you're going to add your photographs. Okay, so when you add an image for your assignments, that's how you're going to do it. Okay, so here I would type my paragraph. We're going to add a second page. So this is your home page. We're going to add a portfolio page now. So we're going to go up to pages, and down here at the bottom, we're going to click on new page, and we're going to name this portfolio and hit done. Okay, so now up here, you can see that I have a home page and a portfolio page. I'm going to go back to insert, and this is where I'm going to start putting my work that I've created for my assignments for the year, my projects. So every time I add a project, I'm going to add a new content block. I'm going to type in the name of the project. So our first major project is the flat vector. So I'm going to name this flat vector. And then I can click here and go to from drive. I'm going to look for my flat vector project. I'm going to actually grab one of your guys' flat vector projects and pop it in here. So let me see if I can find one. That was from last year. Let's see. Shutter speed. This is not, of course, the right classroom. Here we go. Okay, flat vector. Let's see who has turned in the appropriate file. All right, so this is something I want to point out. I asked you to save your file types two different ways, an Illustrator file and a JPEG file. The reason is because if I try to click on an AI file, oh, just kidding. Okay, so this is new. So last year you were not able to add an Illustrator file, but now it converts it to a PDF, which is perfect. Okay, so for those of you that forget to change it to a JPEG, this is perfect for you. But I prefer you add the JPEG file. That way it's easier to view. Okay, so there's my first picture, my flat vector. I'm going to talk about the tools that I used, the process that I did to create my image, why I made the picture that I did, why it looks like it did. Give me a brief 3 to 5 sentence description on what you did. Okay, it's not a whole lot, just something simple, brief artist statement. All right, when you are done, you're going to hit the publish button. Every time you add something new, even if it's to remove a period at the end of a sentence, you have to hit the publish button. When you first publish it, it's going to look like this. I'm going to hit publish and it's going to load it. Okay. If you didn't change the name of your portfolio right here, it may give you a pop-up saying, hey, name this site, and that's where you'll put your portfolio name. Okay. When you are completely done at the end of the year, you are going to copy your link. You will click on this button right here and add that to the final assignment. Okay. You would add it to Google Classroom as a link. We're not going to do that today. Okay. So for right now, I want you to do your home page and your portfolio page, and then come in here and modify all of this stuff. See what happens. There are themes you could use, right? So over here on themes, you can click here. This is going to change your colors. You notice this is changing when I click here. You can also do custom themes. So you can come in here and completely customize this. Let's see. You can change the colors of themes. You can change the font styles. Okay. So if I wanted to edit this whole thing, I could, let's see, click here and like pick a color, any random color. I could see, import a theme. You can find themes online, but I prefer that you don't. So let's say custom. See what happens when I do this. You can add preset colors. You can change your fonts, and this is going to change the font of everything on your site. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, when you're writing your body text or your, let's see, when you're writing your descriptions, you want to make sure that your text that you're writing, I'm just typing gibberish, is readable. I wouldn't use all capitals. It's kind of difficult to read. You have to keep in mind people with vision impairments and maybe don't use cursive. Okay, cursive can be very difficult to read, especially if it's really small like this. Do not do this. You want to do something that's nice and solid, something that is easy to read. Keep it black or dark gray. That's the easiest option. Okay. You can also change your content block colors. So if you do that, looks like this. So keep it with just fine. Make sure your colors are cohesive throughout your design. So I wouldn't use this color with this background. I would probably change it. And I wouldn't use like, let's see, yellow with this green. Okay, you need to think about people that are colorblind, people that have a hard time seeing things. Okay, I wouldn't use a dark color on a dark color. Keep those things in mind. Again, anytime you make a change, you have to hit that publish button. When you do it again, it's going to look like this, and I'm going to hit publish, and it'll publish those changes. Okay, so today you're going to make your home page and your portfolio page and add your flat vector assignment. If you're not done with your flat vector assignment, obviously you have to finish that before you can add it. So make sure to do your portfolio page and then jump back into your flat vector and finish that.